What is up, guys? We are back, and today we are going to be having another video on Nvda. Nvda has recently surged since I did buy in and since I have been reviewing, so if you guys haven't seen those videos, make sure you guys do go check those out. But Nvda is now all the way back up to 133, and in my beliefs, I believe that we can honestly press a little bit towards all-time highs around that 135 to 140 range by earnings, which are coming February 26th. Before I do get into this video and before we do dive into the charts and my portfolio itself, I do want to jump over and tell you guys a little bit about our WAP, where you guys can join our Discord for free, where we have live daily alerts with an 85% win rate. We also have premium profits of over $500,000 from 2024 just from our team winnings alone. And then lastly, this is just a little self-plug here. Make sure you guys do like and subscribe over here. But let's go ahead and jump into my position before we do talk about the charts. I do own a little bit smaller of a position than I normally would. I only own around 30 shares. I bought them at 119, and I am up a nice 12% for around $420. Nothing too special. I just wanted to make sure I got those shares at a nice discounted price because I know that is a rarity with Nvda. But you guys can see here looking at the chart, we are currently sitting at 133.57. We had lows of 113 just last week, and we have had a good solid 6 days in a row of just profit in all green right here. And you can see now we're kind of to the point where there is going to be some decisions that have to be made. We're going to break these down one by one and slowly peel back the chart here. So I do want to first focus on the Fibonacci retracement. Actually, I'm going to leave that for last. All right, let's talk about the gap here. The gap, this is a bullish gap right here. You want to fill this, and it most likely will get filled. It'll actually 100% probably get filled, but you would like to see continuation out of that more or less. I do think that this is filled probably before earnings. I like to think that we honestly get back up to around 142. I think earnings will take us into all-time highs, and I could almost guarantee that. I do like also the image that we are getting right here, claiming the 50-day EMA back and really more or less the 21-day EMA for sure, and then bouncing off the 200 EMA down here. All of these are very bullish signs. I do want to talk about one thing that could possibly be bearish here. This is just something to watch out for. With this mild little rejection, I can zoom in here, and you can see on the daily chart here, we kind of rejected out of the golden zone. So this is going to be a telltale sign kind of tomorrow in the next few days. Are we going to, continue higher, or is it going to be one of these things where you come back, retest, and then we just go lower, which I don't think is going to happen. I think at worst, you play around here and then continue higher into earnings. We still have about 2 weeks left, really, before earnings. So I really don't think this is going to matter too much. I just want to point it out because I think it is important to value both the bearish and bullish side, even though I am long-term bullish on Nvda. But let's go ahead and take a look at the weekly chart here where we can see our price targets. You can see none of our targets on the way down are hit. That's where I was really going to accumulate most of my shares, but I'm not going to chase here. I would rather put my shares into something else or my equity into something else right now because, that dip has been recovered for the most part. But going ahead and taking a look at our targets here, you can see that once we break all-time highs once again, our first target is going to be 179.86. That is at the 1618 fib extension. We can go ahead and draw a price range from where we are today up to there. That's around 34%, guys. And I think if we have a strong earnings, I think we're going to gain another, 6, 7, 8% before earnings. And then earnings would ultimately be maybe 12 to 15%. It might even be on the heavier side, being under all-time highs this time for Nvda, if they are to beat, of course. But I think this 34% price range comes pretty soon. I think we see 179 before summer. And I'm fairly confident in that. I think we see 179 before quarter one's release on quarter two from Nvda. And then our next price target, really this is going to be maybe an end of the year target for me. This is going to be up 65% to the 2618 at $220.99. Now that is up 87% from $87 from where we are today and 65%. But since we do know Nvda likes to outperform and they are historically known for, great returns, let's go ahead and draw up to our next few price targets here where we can see a 95% return, which is a little bit more like Nvda. And honestly, Nvda kind of outperforms this kind of stuff, but that is all the way up at the 262 level at the 3618. Guys, that is totally possible. This could come by maybe, Halloween time, Thanksgiving, something around there. But drawing our fib extension out once more because we have to look at the bullish side of Nvda because we know they're probably going to get here. They're probably going to have 115% return from where we are today, realistically, by the end of the year. which is kind of an insane thing to say, but when they're growing revenues and their financials look like that, free cash flow is growing an insane amount. And then other bullish things along with that. The tariffs and stuff like that does draw it down, but I really don't think that's going to affect them long term. If anything, it's going to make them more efficient. And then the DeepSeek stuff came out, and that was just total. I mean, that was fraudulent activity. But to get back here, you can see that we have a high price target of 115%. But knowing what this stock is and how people hold this stock and how you should hold this stock is really understanding that this is a buy and hold forever stock. I don't really plan on ever selling these shares. I mean, I only have 30 shares, but I mean, there was plenty of people 2 years ago that had 30 shares at $1,100, and now they're already up here. So, I mean, this is post-split price, but nonetheless, this stock has gained, 2,000% in the last decade. So why can't it do it again? I understand the market cap is much higher, but also companies are just going to start to innovate and continue higher in market cap. It's really not going to matter. It's just going to take a little bit longer, in my opinion. I don't think there's going to be, I think a company's going to hit 5 trillion market cap by, honestly, maybe the end of this year, if not the end of this bull cycle, probably mid 2026. And then I think 10 trillion is hit around 2030. I think a company will get there, and I'm fairly confident that Nvidia will be, if not 1, 2, 3, 4 in the top 5. But that was really my main analysis on Nvidia right here. I want you guys to let me know what you guys do think about this in the comments down below, along as getting in that Discord. Make sure you guys do join up. We called out ASTS today, and they ran an insane 35%. They are up 87% in the last few days. I just posted a video on them as well, so make sure you guys do check that out. But other than that, guys, make sure you guys like, subscribe, and comment down below what videos you guys want to see next, and I will see you guys in the next one.